All right, we're going to talk about area of circles. So the area of a circle formula is pi r squared. So that's pi times the radius squared. So we'll notice that the area equation uses the radius, which means that if we are given the diameter, we will need to find the radius. So to find the radius, it's the diameter divided by 2. Also, for area of a circle, units are squared. So for example, if our unit is inches, it's inches squared, or yards squared, centimeters squared, meters squared, and so on. So again, we are going to use 3.14 for pi. We want to find the area of the circle. So for our first example, we're given the radius. Now remember that area is pi times the radius squared. So our area is going to be, we have our radius is 7. So our area is going to be pi times 7 squared. But remember, we're using 3.14 for pi. So that's going to be 3.14 times, now 7 squared or any type of exponent tells us how many times we multiply that number by itself. So times 7 times 7. Squared means we multiply 7 by itself twice. So we can go ahead and type that into our calculator. 3.14 times 7 times 7. Or you could also say what's 7 times 7? It's 49, and 3.14 times 49. So that tells us that our area, and when we type this in, we get 153.86, and our units, centimeters squared. Okay. So 153.86 centimeters squared. Now the next one, we were given the diameter here. So our diameter is 26 inches. So for us to find the radius, we take the diameter and we divide it by 2. So our radius is going to be 26 divided by 2. So which means our radius is 13 inches. So that is what we're going to use for our formula. Area equals pi r squared. So our area, pi times 13 squared. So we want to replace pi with 3.14. And 13 squared means times 13 times 13. 2 13s we're multiplying. So we can go ahead and type that into our calculator, 3.14 times 13 times 13. And we get that the area is 530.66 inches squared. Okay, the next one, we want to find the area of a circle with a radius of 6 feet. So they tell us here, we don't have a picture, but they tell us that the radius is 6 feet. Okay, remember that our area formula for a circle is pi r squared. So we're going to fill in what we know. Area, pi times radius, 6 squared. We want to replace pi with 3.14. So 3.14 times 6 squared is 6 times 6. And we can go ahead and type that in a calculator. 3.14 times 6 times 6. And we get that our area is 113.04. We need our unit, feet squared. do another one. We want to find the area of the circle. Again, we're using 3.14 for pi. So here they give us the radius. So the radius is 3 centimeters. Our area formula, pi times the radius squared. So our area is pi times 3 squared. And we want to replace pi with 3.14. So that's 3.14 times 3 squared means 3 times 3. And we can go ahead and type in our calculator 3.14 times 3 times 3. And we get our areas 28.26 centimeters squared. Don't forget your unit. Okay, we want to find the area of a circle with a diameter of 28 meters. So again, we want to use 3.14 for pi. Now this one they gave us diameter, but remember that our formula needs radius. So if our diameter is 28 meters, to find the radius, we take our diameter 28 and we divide it by 2. So that means our radius is 14 meters. So that's what we're going to use in our formula. Area is pi r squared. So our area is pi times 14, our radius, squared. Now we want to replace pi with 3.14. So 3.14 times 14 squared means 14 times 14. So we can go ahead and type in our calculator 3.14 times 14 times 14. And we get that the area is 615.44. We want our unit, meters squared. Now the area of a semicircle. Remember, semicircle is half a circle. So first we find the area of a circle. Remember, area is pi r squared. Pi is 3.14. And then we divide by 2 to get half the area. So the first one, they give us the diameter. They tell us that the diameter is 8 meters. But remember, we need radius for area. So for us to find the radius, we're going to do 8 divided by 2. So for this one, our radius is 4 meters. Remember our formula, area is pi times the radius squared. So my area, pi, times my radius, 4 squared. And we want to replace pi with 3.14. So 3.14 times 4 squared, which means 4 times 4. And we can go ahead and type that in our calculator. So 3.14 times 4 times 4 gives me an area of 50.24. But remember, we're trying to find the area of half a circle. So we want half of the area, which means we can take our full circle area, 50.24, and divide it by 2. So area of half the circle is 25.12. Which means our area of the semicircle is 25.12 meters squared. Okay, same thing for the next one, except this time they give us radius. So we want to find the area of the semicircle, which means, first of all, our radius is 11 centimeters. Remember our area formula, pi times the radius squared. So first we'll find the area of a full circle, pi times our radius 11 squared. We want to replace pi with 3.14 times 11 squared means 11 times 11. So we can go ahead and type that in our calculator, 3.14 times 11 times 11. and we get 379.94. But that's the area of a full circle. So the area of the semicircle is half the area. So we take our full area, 379.94, and divide it by 2. So we can type that in our calculator, 379.94 divided by 2, and we get that the area of the semicircle is 189.97. We want our unit, centimeters squared.